What's going on, guys? Sean here, coming at y'all with a quick little video. Things have been crazy. There is so much news from training camp. There is more news than I can cover by myself, so we're just going to talk about the things I remember. I'm going to be putting more videos out over the next couple days, so don't worry if I miss anything. We're going to come back to every position group. It's just, there's a couple things that are crazy that we can't miss right now. First things first, I want to talk about Jalen Hurts. Excuse me. I want to talk about Jalen Hurts. I want to talk about how he's looked in the first 2 days of training camp. I want to talk about the defense, especially linebackers and the cornerback position. I want to talk about Vic Fangio and some comments that he made. Saquon Barkley, everything, guys. We're talking about everything. The videos are going to be nonstop the next couple days. The format is going to change the next couple days. You're going to start getting a couple more videos of me in my studio now that things are starting to come together. So guys, subscribe, like, now is the time. After 2-3 years of me doing this, recording on my cell phone, on car rides, you know what I mean, at work, in between here and there, we're doing real videos. So those of you who have stuck around, you've been asking me for content. I've done a terrible job of delivering. I take long breaks. All of that hopefully stops this year. Once the season kicks off, I'm looking to do year-round coverage. I would like to do at least 3 videos a week, When we get our subscriber count up a little higher, I want to do Saturday night live streams before the game, just talking about the game, talking about the matchup. What do we think? Who are we looking out for? Stuff like that. So much stuff that I want to bring to the channel, but I can't do it without you guys. I'm never going to ask you for $1. We're far away from memberships and stuff, so I probably won't get into that anytime soon. I do this because I want to talk to you guys, because I love Philly sports. That's why we never put all the graphics in. I could have made music, I could do all this stuff, but I'm just not interested in all that stuff. I just want to talk about the birds with you guys, and that's why I love y'all, because that's what you're here for, okay? So without further ado, this long-ass intro, thank you guys again. I love y'all so much. Let's get right into it. So, with all the news that's come out, the first couple things I want to talk about, one of the main things I want to talk about right now is going to be Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has come out throwing dots. Now, this is to be expected and not to be expected at the same time. It is to be expected because the defense has a lot of catching up to do. The defense has a lot of moving pieces. Brand new Fangio system, lots of brand new corners, brand new linebackers, brand new edge rushers. Safety position is shaken up. There's a lot of new going on. So, with all that new going on, you expect the offense to have a little bit of a leg up. But, also, in that same breath, it's the first 2 days of training camp. As much as you want to expect Jalen Hurts and everyone to come out firing, it doesn't always work like that. They're learning a brand new playbook too, okay? So, it is a little bit of a surprise. Also not a surprise because Jalen Hurts is a beast, and anybody who's a real Eagles fan, anybody who really watches Jalen Hurts can tell you that this isn't his first rodeo. He's so used to this noise year in and year out. 10 play callers or offensive coordinators in 8 years, okay? It's nothing new for Jalen. I think at this point, it has benefited Jalen in a big way, and when he finally does get some stability, which he will get at some point in his career, he's going to be unstoppable. He's done so much different stuff that now, that now he's ready for everything. And Kellen Moore is no dummy. He's going to come in and he's going to make things super simple for Jalen. You're either going to throw it to this guy or you're going to throw it to this guy. If they're both covered, you're going to take the fuck off because you're one of the best running quarterbacks in the league. And I haven't forgotten that like everybody else seems to. I think the dynamic between Jalen Hurts and Kellen Moore is the biggest storyline for the Eagles this year. The defense can be, top 15, top 20, and I still don't, I don't think it's going to change anything. I think that this offense, this team, is going to live and die with this offense, and I am not worried about it at all. I think Jalen and Kellen are the secret sauce that we needed. A couple years ago with Shane Steichen, we were so close. Steichen called a perfect game damn near. Jalen played a perfect game damn near. There were just a couple things, that were a little off. And, I think Kellen Moore is that missing link. I don't think Kellen Moore is going to allow us to fail if we run his system the way we should. You've already seen Dallas Goedert in motion, Devontae Smith. I'm sure you'll see A.J. Brown. I'm sure you'll see everybody in motion at one point or another, because why not, Also, it looks like Kenny Gainwell has taken some first-team reps from Saquon. I've seen people on Twitter losing their minds about that. I wouldn't worry about that. What is the point of putting every rep on Saquon in camp? There's no point. He's a running back, okay? You're going to learn your simple passing concepts. Simple. You're going to learn your passing concepts. You're going to learn your blocking schemes and concepts. And then you're going to run the ball like Saquon does. That's why we paid you, okay? So Saquon doesn't need all the reps. Kenneth Gainwell does, okay? As much as some people loved Kenny G a year or two ago, I feel like they hate him that much now. When we went on that Super Bowl run, he could do no wrong. But the next year, he could do no right. And he never even got a chance. Most people hated him just because we had DeAndre Swift on the team. And I hate to tell people this, but yeah, you can say Swift was underutilized or whatever, but Swift just wasn't as good as he should have been in this offense. That's why he didn't get paid. That's why he's on the Bears now. Swift should have been way better. He should have been way more impactful. He had games where he disappeared. He had games where it seemed like he couldn't get past the line of scrimmage. The only reason I think his numbers evened out the way they did is because he had a decent little run here and there that brought his average up. I think for the most part, he was like a 3.5 yard a carry guy last year if you take away a couple of his explosive runs. Not even all of them, just a couple of his explosive runs. And it drops his yards per carry way down. So I think that's something that people didn't realize last year. Watching him, you were just too sucked into the game to realize that he wasn't really helping us. At least Kenneth Gainwell has always done the same thing. He's been the same guy every year. So I think he needs those reps. I still think he could be a serviceable backup to Saquon. Between him and Will Shipley, I love that rotation. I think Shipley brings the thunder. I think Gainwell brings a little bit of a wild card. He's a great pass blocker, and he does everything else pretty well. Not great, but well. So that's what you want in a backup. You expect Saquon to have 300 touches this year, easy 300 touches this year on the ground and in the air and everything like that. So you need other guys that can lighten the load. Another fun thing that got talked about a day or two ago, and I didn't talk about this in the intro, but it just popped in my head, something else I want to think of. Jordan Mailata, Jordan Davis, and Jalen Carter are all pushing to get running back reps. I do not see it happening with Jordan Mailata. We are not going to put our starting left tackle out there to get hurt. As much as I would love to see it, I've been begging for it since the day we drafted him in the 7th round. I think it would have been a lot of fun to give him those reps early on before we needed him to be a starter. Now, I don't see him ever getting it. I think the body shape has changed. I think the weight has changed and stuff like that. So I don't think you're going to see it from him. Now, Jordan Davis is one that's interesting to me. Jordan Davis is a starting nose tackle, but he has guys around him to pick up the slack if, say, maybe he were to get banged up on a running play. You got a Jalen Carter, you got Milton Williams, you got all sorts of guys on the D-line, big guys that can fill in and kind of take over that role for a game or two. So Jordan Davis is an interesting one for me. Also, he is a massive human being. So, yes, I am all for it. I do not think we'll see it. I would love to see the tush push with a big guy back there. I think that would be awesome. I'd love to see like some downhill I formation running with a guy that big. I think that would be hilarious, but I don't expect it. It was just a fun thing that came out at camp. And it kind of made me laugh because I would love to see the Eagles, kind of not take things so seriously for once. Obviously, yes, you want to win championships. You want to see them be serious, but have some fun, have some fun. If it's a nothing week 4 matchup and, who cares? Give that man that 1 yard run on the goal line. Either he makes it or he doesn't. If he comes out without an injury, then you put him on the bench until defense comes out, and we laugh about it a little bit, So there's that. Cornerback matchups is all over the place. Started with Kelee Ringo. Nope, I lied. Started with Isaiah Rodgers. then went to Kelee Ringo. You've had Quinyon Mitchell in the slot, which is actually really surprising. But looking at his tape, I mean, he was always a willing tackler. He's a guy who doesn't strike from contact, and he has that fast twitch capability. So I'm not too surprised there. The real surprise is that they're still playing Bradbury at safety, and they're still talking him up like it's a safety. And I get it's about the trade and yada, 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 but I'm starting to wonder if maybe they're just not cutting him because they don't have to, you know? You're going to eat dead cap. You're going to absorb some salary. You're not really gaining much for cutting him, and then some other team gains a starter. You know, I like the fact that they haven't cut him. And I also think that it's a possibility that, like, maybe Dallas is interested, but they're not going to pay for him. They're going to wait for us to cut him, and then they're going to pick him up off waivers. You know, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Maybe that's the reason why we haven't been able to cut him loose yet. So, the cornerback battle has been amazing. Eli Ricks is slowly creeping his way up the depth chart, which you love to see that. I would so much love to see Quinyon Mitchell, Darius Slay, Cooper DeJean, Eli Ricks, Kelee Ringo, and then you got one more cornerback there. You can pick one more guy who's a favorite, or maybe I forgot someone. I probably forgot someone, Isaiah Rodgers. You know, but I think we can keep 6. And I think all 6 could be starters. And I think all 6 can play special teams. Now, obviously, Slay's not going to play special teams, so that leaves you 5 other guys. And with DeJean being hurt right now, I think some of these guys lower on the depth chart, they really need to take advantage of this. The same way at linebacker. Anytime Zach Bond isn't taking a rep, you've got Trotter Jr. in there. He's doing some 11 on 11. Had to come out with a cramp. People thought he was hurt. Not too worried about that. Still pretty early on anyway for a depth linebacker. I don't expect him to start right away, so a little injury early on, I don't think it really affects him too much, but I just like to see someone other than Zach Bond in there. Nothing against Zach Bond. He's just never played the position, and we don't know what he is. Maybe he's good. Maybe I'm an asshole. I don't know, but it's good to see Dean and Trotter and some of these other guys in there because we need to know what we have. I still think linebacker is a real concern. You know, people have faith in Nakobe Dean. I kind of don't. You know, it's been a couple years now, and we haven't gotten anything. People have faith in Trotter Jr. His dad is a legend. That doesn't mean that he will be, you know, and we have to remember that sometimes. Devin White wasn't wanted in Tampa Bay anymore. Now, Tampa Bay has a stud linebacker, so they have a little bit more flexibility with what they do with the second and third guy. So, you know, you really don't know. And then, you know, the biggest wild card of all is Fangio. You know, Fangio came in on a presser and says that he doesn't mind starting rookies, but he doesn't have to. He'll let the best man win, you know, which is great. You know, he says, well, I think everybody just lets the best man win, right? You know, that's how everybody does it. Vic, I got some bad news to tell you about Philadelphia. There's some people around here that don't know how to use their brains, and I'm pretty sure that's not how it's gone here in years past, looking at the depth charts. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. 13 minutes of rambling, and I haven't even scratched the surface. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut this video short right here. We're talking about corners, linebackers, Jalen Hurts, some fun stuff. We're going to stop this here. I'm going to come back on later today. I might put the video out tomorrow because we're going to have more news from today. So we'll come back on later today. I'll record a proper video for you guys, or at least try to record a proper video for you guys. We'll put out more content tomorrow. Tell me what I missed. Tell me what you guys want to hear about. Tell me what you're excited about. I fucking love it, guys. Training camp is back. I'm excited. Like, share, subscribe. I fucking love you guys. Fly, Eagles, fly. Peace.